Good morning, APCSP classes. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, and I just want to do a little check-in with you guys about your progress on the Explore performance task. Last week we had part 2A due, and you guys should have done some general planning for the entire performance task. And then this week you guys are being asked to work on 2C and 2D. We are skipping over 2B, and we will come back to that next week. So as I've been going through and grading the first submissions that I got from you guys from last week, I am seeing a couple constant issues or recurring issues with the submissions. Okay. I've only gotten through about 25 or 30 of them, so I'm only about a quarter of the way through all the submissions. So there might be other issues. These are just some ones that I've seen so far. Okay. So the biggest issue that I'm seeing, and it hasn't been a problem where you guys have to change your submissions yet, but it's just something I want you guys to be aware of. Some of you guys have selected topics for your actual performance tasks that are incredibly similar or very, very closely related to what you did for the practice. Okay. Some examples of that, one student did Spotify for their practice, and now they are doing the Spotify recommendation system for their performance task. Another example, someone did fitness trackers for their practice, and they're doing fitness tracker apps for their performance task. One more example, somebody else did Teslas for the practice, and they're doing self-driving cars for their Explore performance task. Okay, so those are just a couple examples. There are some others where you guys have picked very similar topics to your practice. Again, it was stated to you guys that you cannot recycle or reuse any of your work from the practice because that was a graded assignment that was part of class. Okay. So, again, for those examples that I gave, from what I've seen so far, the topic is different enough and the writing is different enough where I don't have concerns and those things are okay. All right. If I do have concerns and the writing is too close as I continue grading, I will leave that as a comment from you and say, hey, you have to pick a different topic. This is not okay. But from what I've seen, the people who have been picking some very similar topics, they are at least explaining them differently, or it is a different component of that topic. So, obviously, the way that Spotify works is much different from the way that the specific recommendation system within Spotify works. So, if that student can explain the recommendation system for Spotify and focus completely on that without reusing any of the information that they used on their practice, that's okay. But again, I do have to check what you guys submitted as your practice and compare it to what you're submitting for your final to make sure you're not reusing any information. So if you guys have selected a topic that if you selected a topic that's exactly the same, you just need to change. If you've selected a topic that is very similar, you need to make sure that everything you are writing and explaining in your writing is unique and different from what was turned in the practice. Okay. Again, people from what I've seen so far, nobody has picked the exact same topic, but there are some that are very, very similar, and you guys need to be aware that it could be a problem as you continue your writing if you start to reuse concepts or topics that have been addressed in previous assignments. Okay, so I did want to make you guys aware of that. The other thing I want to make you guys aware of is I've had a lot of people who are not submitting their writing using the writing template for submission. Okay, you guys have to use that for the practice for the final submission of the performance task. And I've said multiple times in the assignment that it's required for these submissions as well. So if you're not using the template, I am taking points off the submissions because you're not following directions and you need to do that for your final submission. So start doing it right now. Okay. I do know I have a lot of emails from you guys that I've gotten either from yesterday evening or this morning so far. So I'm going to be digging through those and responding to those today. But I did see those two big issues in the work that I had started grading, and I wanted to bring that up and just make sure you guys were aware of that. Okay. So keep on working, guys. If you are in that position where you've selected a very similar topic, then please be careful moving forward to make sure that you are not using any similar information that what you turned in the practice. For people who haven't used the template, start using the template. That's why it's there, and you need to use it for your final submission. So please treat all these submissions like you would your final. All right, that's it, guys. Email me and let me know if you have any other questions. Other than that, you guys just have the rest of the week to work on 2C and 2D. They're doing by Friday.